guys, it's Helen Hart-Smith here again with
Kathy.
And we are here with episode 308 of the Heart of the Witch's Path podcast. Welcome back. We're glad that you joined us. And Kathy, if we were in a studio, right?
Okay.
We would have...
This could be our studio.
Yeah, it could... Well,
okay.
we won't be here all the time.
Damn it.
So anyhow, if we were in a studio, we would have guests.
We would have guests.
Right.
And we have guests anyway?
Well, don't we always sometimes?
Sometimes.
Right.
Okay.
So anyhow...
So this is going to be our Pretend Forever studio because this is awesome.
Right.
And we're going to have guests.
Right.
Okay.
So, those guests are... Why don't you introduce yourselves?
I'm Michelle. I'm Crystal.
We've got... So we technically have more folks here than that. But we are the ones that are going to be participating.
Because they're shy.
Right. Which is totally fine.
Right.
So we are
they're here and providing us with moral and
energetic support. Because they love us and we love
being
them.
in the other room eating cookies.
Right.
Right.
Oh, I love cookies. Anyhow, so wait, we're getting off topic already. How does this happen? Every time. So
we have like our phone calls in the morning.
Right. We has business.
Yeah.
We has
we have
business. So what's the business? It's time for the correspondence of the week. So, Michelle, why don't you tell us what the correspondence of the week is?
Echinacea. Echinacea.
It's echinacea.
Echinacea.
Very good. Now, Kathy.
Helen.
Magically, what do we use echinacea for?
It strengthens our spells.
Ooh, so it's a good
kicker.
Binder. Rawr.
Good kicker.
Kicker. Now, so that's
awesome. Echinacea today?
We did use echinacea.
What did we use it for?
We used it in a tincture.
We did. What was the tincture for, Crystal?
Immunity support and boosting.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's partially why we decided to use it for this episode.
Right.
Now, because we are a all-purpose group of witches here, we want to tell you some medicinal uses for echinacea too. So, Crystal.
Yes. Okay, I'm trying to sit up.
What is some medicinal uses for echinacea, as Miss Susan Weed calls it?
Well,
or pronounces it.
It could be used to boost your immune system, obviously.
It's good in tea.
Yeah, it's very good in tea. You can also use it as a compress. Let's see, I'm trying to find my notes. Let's see.
Like a compress, like on your chest, or?
Well, what you would do is, if you use echinacea in a compress, it kills germs on wounds. So you would soak a cotton cloth in a solution with 1 part echinacea to 2 parts water, and just lay it on the affected area to try and kill the germs so there's no infection into an open sore or cut.
So they could have used that on Khal Drogo.
Oh, they could. They could.
Yeah.
Oh boy, guys. Stay with us.
Okay, so we need to say that we're a little funny because we're at our yearly getaway, and so it encouraged us to have higher energy levels, so we're a little giddy.
Right.
And we'll get into that after we go through the correspondence.
Right. So what else do you use echinacea for?
You can also use it as a compress to relieve swollen glands, right around your neck, the tonsil area.
Ooh.
It also helps with inflammation of the veins, skin abrasions, burns, and also inflamed insect bites, especially with us being here in the woods.
I would need to remember to tell the roomie about that, because the skeeters like her. They think her blood is sweet.
Yeah.
So,
but you have to be a little careful when you do use it. You don't want to use it more than 10 days in a row. It can, how can I say this? They don't want you to use it no more than 10 days because you can overstimulate your immune system, which can actually turn on you in a bad way.
Oh.
So limited use, just like with any other over-the-counter cough syrup. You're only supposed to use it for X amount of days, and seek a doctor for attention if it's not getting better, obviously.
Interesting.
Oh, cool.
I have not heard that before, and I used to drink a lot of echinacea tea, so I will keep that in mind in the future.
Very good. All right. Well, that was the correspondence of the week. All right. Now, so
Everyone is laughing, even the people who don't want to be heard.
So, we thought we would talk about in this episode what this weekend means for us. So, we happen to be on a weekend getaway that, so as if you've listened to the podcasts or the videos or anything like that, Kathy and I are the elders and founding members of a coven called the Mystics of Rhea Lured. And so in the fall, we, a few years, this is our fourth year.
Oh,
this is our fourth year.
Really? No,
Yeah.
it's got to be more than that.
No, four, maybe
Wasn't
five.
2012 our first year?
I don't know. It's 4 or
Hey,
5.
you over there with the glasses. What year did you put on our no, that's helpful. Okay, I think I swear it was 2012 because we had it at Teresa's cabin for 3 or 4 years.
Well, okay, then it was 3. It might be the 5th year.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're here.
Long time. We do this every year. This is our annual getaway.
It has been 5 years because that's when I was diagnosed with my kidney disease.
There we go.
And the first year, you guys had to help
Okay.
me even walk.
Right.
Okay, because
So
I was thinking
that's
that
when
we
I
were
was
at
really
Teresa's
sick, and I
twice.
didn't think.
No, I
No,
think it's
we've been
three.
there
Okay.
3 times.
Okay, that's what so I knew it was at least 4.
So when we first started doing this, we did it at my sister's cabin, but that's no longer a viable option. Last year we did it at one of our members' house. This year we rented a cabin on the Leelanau Peninsula.
Yes. So we are north of Traverse City right now at this really great cabin.
It is awesome. It's in the Pinky of Michigan.
Right. So it's awesome. So anyhow, so we thought that we would talk about what does this weekend mean to us, and we call
we
this.
wanna, yes, we want to say
We
what
call
it's
this.
called.
We call this Rhea Lured Away. Because we're the Mystics of Rhea Lured, so we played on words there, guys.
Yes, because that's
Please
totally,
laugh. We need humor.
that's totally Joy. Thank you, Joy, for giving us the name because Joy is the pun girl.
Right. So, Michelle,
So-
why don't we start with Michelle?
Well, let's start
Or
with saying
no.
what we do on this weekend, then we'll go
Okay,
to Michelle.
okay.
So it's Rhea Lured Away, and we go away. We were doing it Friday to Sunday, but this year we incorporated Thursday as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday to Sunday, we take turns teaching classes. So this morning we had a class on making tinctures and harvesting herbs. Tomorrow we have a class on what's the class on? The law of attraction. This afternoon we're going to do some stuff with
Ceremonial magic.
Ceremonial magic. This happens to be Mabon weekend, so we're also going to celebrate Mabon. We are in a house that we can bring all of the food, so we cook our own food. We spend time together. We do things like doing this podcast. I think we did a video last year. So this is a bonding weekend for us. So we learn, we teach, and we celebrate.
Right. So, ladies, I posed the question to you. What does it mean? What does it mean to you to be able to have this time together?
Well, for me, the biggest thing is the bonding. It's spending time with my sisters. And being the newest member, I mean, some of us are getting to then get to know each other phase. But it's also a magical weekend where, we've separated ourselves from our daily lives and we can eat, sleep, and drink and think magically. So that's important. And then it's just the fun decompression where we do toenails and face masks.
Yes.
That was fun.
Last night, some of our members have those wonderful little wax melty things that you stick your hands in and it makes you super soft, and back massagers and foot massagers and pedicures and
Yeah.
facials.
Good time.
So we had a good time last night getting our hooves and claws certified. So that was nice. And then Crystal, what does it mean for you to be able to have this time?
I'm gonna pass that. phone over to her. So.
No, it'll pick up. That's good.
For me, I mean, it is definitely having the time alone with no outside interference that we can just sit and be together. Because half the time we're feeling rushed and doing what we need to do because people have to hurry up and go home and tend to their families, their husbands, or pets, or whatnot. Here, we're here. We don't have to go anywhere. We're together. Our connection grows every time I think that we participate and do this. Year after year, we bond with one another. I mean, first time that I actually got to know Michelle was when we went to convocation this year because she shared a room with me, and we're roomies again here. And it's reinforcing the bond because I hardly get to see her except when we have our scheduled craft events or learning events. So for me, it's just a more relaxed atmosphere that we can just enjoy each other and be ourselves. There's no rush. There's no time limit. Granted, we have a time limit till Sunday,
Right.
but this is a very intimate experience for me because you guys, like I've said, you guys are my family here. So here in Michigan, you're my support system emotionally, physically, spiritually. So for me, this is a definite recharge of my batteries to carry me on the next couple of months until we can get through the winter, get to convocation, and have another big surge of each other's energy.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, because we do have, we've talked about, as a coven, we schedule our year. And so we do study together. And of course,
but not everybody comes to the study.
right, not everybody comes to all the studies or anything like that. But, and of course, we have our our Sabbats. We celebrate the Wheel of the Year. So, and of course, not everybody's able to come to every event. So I think that for the most part, we get, when we do like convocation and Rhea Lured Away like this, a majority of us, we're missing a couple of people this time, but most of us are together. And so, it's a great time to bond. And I think we can safely say that is the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway that we all have.
Yeah, and I think it's important too because so we get together for book study twice a month. And this time we happened to bring our books with us and we read the first couple chapters of Seasons of the Witch?
Spirit of the Witch
by Raven Grimasi. And that sparked an hour's worth of conversation. So yes, it's the bonding thing, but it's getting to know each other, and it's also hearing how other people think and how they feel about things, because we're expanding our own experiences. I can read a book and get one thing out of it. Crystal can read a book and get something completely different out of it. Michelle gets something completely different. Helen gets something completely different. Everybody gets completely different things out of it. And we talk about it and we work it out. And that opens all of our minds to broaden our experience with this book. And that's also true with the classes we take. We did the tincture class, and we had a lot of conversation that was outside of the stuff that Joy had prepared for the class. I think that it's really important. While you can get a lot of stuff out of doing things singly, bringing other people together helps to deepen the experience, because you can bounce ideas and energy off of each other to deepen everything. And it's not to say that I'm against being a solitaire, because I was a solitaire for a while, but it so much deepened my practice and my beliefs and my spirituality when I had people to share it with.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I agree with everything that everybody said, so I really don't have much more to add to that.
You not
But-
having things to add?
Listen. No, I'm here thinking about questions because I'm trying to moderate things. So, ladies, since we've now determined that this is the 5th year that we've done this, now I realize, Michelle, this is only your 2nd time being here. And I know that we're only on Friday as far as like the weekend goes, but what has been class-wise? What has been your most memorable class?
Last year, I think one of the things I really enjoyed was the wish boxes.
Oh, that was
that we
fun.
made. Yeah. So, I mean, it was like a little bit crafty because we painted and decorated them, but it was the concept that we could put something physical in there. And of course, you've got to do your footwork, homework with it. You can't just wish for something and think it's going to happen. But that was really cool. We put a clear quartz in there to amplify and mirrors to amplify our wishes. But that one I've used a couple of times, and I really enjoy having it in my sacred space.
Okay.
Eric's actually have put arrows in it to help bless for hunting.
Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
for him to actually want me to do something for him is huge. Y'all
Wow.
know he's not.
Wow.
He doesn't practice.
Right.
But for him to say, give me some boost to help nourish our family,
Right.
that's pretty big on his part.
That's cool.
Yeah, for me, my favorite class was when the first year that our Reiki master attended,
God, that was a good class.
because that's when
You can say her name, she said.
Oh, okay. When Cindy came, she brought her big massage table, and that's when I first got diagnosed with my kidney disease. Everybody was around me with your hands on me. And for me, that was just so loving that you guys wanted to do that for me, and how much you guys pampered me when I first got sick. That's what solidified you guys as my family. Because the amount how you guys show and care for me and support me both physically and emotionally. Y'all always there for me. And I think that helped me have the will to fight, because at that time they said I had less than 6 months. They told me get your affairs in order.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you guys gave me the fire and the passion to fight.
Because we like you, and we'd like to keep you around a little longer.
A lot longer.
That's what I tell my mom. I kind of like you. We want to keep you here, so let's do things to keep you healthy. Yeah. What's your favorite class?
I kind of agree with Crystal. That Reiki class that Cindy did was, it was cool for me, because I never really had an interest. I never thought that I could do Reiki. I didn't think that it was going to be in my wheelhouse of skills. And I'm at a level 1, which means I can perform Reiki on myself, and I find myself doing it quite often. Now, do I think I'm great at it? I don't think I'm great at it, but I think that it's helped with some things. And stuff like that. Do I want Cindy to do Reiki on me this weekend? Yes. I really do.
Yes.
I think we're abusing her.
We are. We're totally taking advantage of her. She did all of our nails yesterday.
She does. We don't get to see her that often.
No.
So yeah, that.
Be why.
She runs away from it.
That's fun.
What about you?
Well, I think while I really enjoyed the Reiki one, I think a lot of the crafting stuff that we do is like, and I can't pick just one of them. There's my favorite. Like we did one on the organite. We did the tincture one today. We did the incense one. Yes, I taught it. It was still fun. There's been a couple of other crafting things that we've done that I've really enjoyed.
Cool. Yeah, those are fun. So, because we try to be super diversified in the activities that we do, what's a favorite? Do you like a class or whatever that has the craft element, or would you prefer sitting around and watching movies on this weekend, or what's your favorite part, eating together? I like eating.
Well, I like to have a mix of things. I mean, it'd be cool to just go on vacation and not do any learning, but that's kind of, I think, defeating the purpose. I enjoy having, today we had class at 10 o'clock, and then we had lunch and book study, and now we're kind of on an off time until 5 o'clock when we're going to have another class, and then we're going to have ritual, and then tomorrow we have a class in the morning, but then we're going to go spend the rest of the day in
Traverse City.
Traverse City, where if we can get past the construction.
Right.
Because it's Michigan. But, I enjoy having that mix of things. And we had a movie last night. Tonight we're going to play Cards Against Humanity and maybe Harry Potter trivia. And,
Aren't we going to do divination as well?
oh, yeah,
tonight?
we got divination we're going to do,
Okay,
too.
I'd like to jump into
So
that.
we all brought our favorite form of divination so we can practice with each other. I think the variety of things keeps it from being too stagnant. And okay, we got a class at 9, we got a class at 11, we got a class at 1, we got a class at 4.
And that's how our first year was.
It was,
We
and
were
I enjoyed
very
that,
structured
too.
that we had X amount of time to do X event, X activity, an hour for lunch, and then back at it.
Right.
The first year was great because it was the first time we did it, but I think we tried packing too much in.
And
that
we
it was
went
all
home-
about study.
Yeah.
We went home on Sunday and we were just drained.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
We were trying
This
to make
year,
it
I
more like
really-
convocation.
Yeah.
And then we really lessened up. And this year we have an extra day.
Yeah.
So that helps.
And I think that was like really beneficial for us too, because within our coven, so this is kind of, here's some pointers for you if you're a member of a coven and want to look at doing something like this with your coven. We can give you some pointers on some things that we've experienced because our members, we have a diverse type of crowd here because we have some type A personalities that like to have that structure of an itinerary. While on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have members that are a little looser and, enjoy downtime because really this is, getting away from our mundane lives and like Michelle said, living a magical time of period together. So, given the fact that this is our 5th year, I think we've refined it. And I'm feeling really good about this year. And this is the first year that we've done the Thursday through Sunday. And I like that we've had that opportunity. I mean, it feels good so far. Not that any of the previous years have felt bad.
right.
So,
Right, and another thing to keep in mind when you're planning this is we have people who've been studying for 25 years. We have people who have only been studying for a year and a half. We have people who want to get their first degree, second degree, third degree, and we have people who just want to experience the Wheel of the Year and magic with their coven mates. We have people who don't identify as witches. It's important to offer a variety of things to keep everybody interested.
Right.
And it's also, I think, important to vary who's teaching, because I think this is your 2nd year in a row teaching, so you can't teach next year, Helen.
yeah.
Yeah. So just to kind of vary that.
Wait, did I teach last year?
Yeah, I think you did.
What did I teach?
I don't
You had
remember.
your animal, was it oracle cards?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Oracle cards last year.
No,
Yeah.
but you had animal cards. that
Maybe
you brought.
animal spirit or something? I don't remember.
Oh wait, I taught last year too. I was thinking I didn't, but
You
I
did.
did.
You did energy work.
See what we
Yeah.
did,
And I did
one
drumming
year.
because
Right.
Cindy's rock
Oh.
boy helped me with the drum circle.
Right, yeah. We tried, there was a point, okay, so this past year, we essentially doubled our
Coven.
size. We went from like 5 to 10 in 1 year. And so previous to that, we had a smaller number of people. And so it worked out that there were like 3 classes. Like we split our team, so to speak. And half the people...
Cooking and classes.
Yep, half the people taught, half the people cooked, and stuff like that. So that can be part of an idea to look at too, is, kind of divide your people up so that you don't have someone that teaches every year
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah, and while we do have more experienced members of our coven, it's important for the lesser experienced to learn how to teach, because yeah, you're teaching, but you're also learning as you're teaching.
And it gives them more confidence in what the subject matter they're presenting.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's said that if you go into learning with the intention that you're going to have to teach it, you'll retain it better. Mm-hmm. So
And not
Michelle, you get to
having
teach
bad
next year.
habits.
That's a thumbs down. Since y'all can't see this, that's a thumbs down.
No, it's a thumbs
picture.
up. You're gonna teach next year. You're gonna do it. You'll find something and you'll teach next year. It'll be great. I have every confidence in you. You have picked this
That's
up.
why
and-
y'all are my elders.
Yeah.
We push.
We push.
Crystal
We push.
just gave me a swell idea.
Okay.
She's so good.
Good, good,
Yes.
good. So, okay, so then let me ask you this. What like subject matter or activity or whatever would you like to see us look at doing in the future?
Actually, I don't think this year or last year we've ever talked. Like, I like when we group meditate.
Oh, we should do that this year. We should do a group meditation. I was thinking that earlier. We should do a group meditation to do spirit guides, because I don't have my full. So we should do that.
So there's my
Yeah.
contribution.
But yeah, there's other things that we could do. I mean, we seem to do plants every year, which is not bad. I like that. But maybe we could do some rock crystal thing maybe next year.
I'd like to do a candle magic one next year for scrying.
Oh. Oh, I like that.
What we do is
Crystal's teaching next year.
Well, it's gonna have to be a one that we start in advance, but you get a pillar, a fairly large pillar. We all put our energies into it, and we each cut into the top of the rim. So when the candle burns, it flows out. So we'll have a container holding the wax.
Oh, yeah.
And after it's burnt, you divine scry into the wax and the forms to see what symbols are
for
present to you and come
That's
out.
a really good idea. That's you next year. Somebody taking notes on this?
I think we've got
Oh, yeah.
a record.
Okay, so Michelle's going to do crystals. Crystal's going to do candles.
Candle scrying.
I need to teach next year.
She's
Oh,
going
my.
to do something.
Oh, no, well, you're going to teach next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave her an idea. I'll help her
Okay.
develop it.
So, yeah, I'd like to see us do more meditation and more work with, not necessarily, okay, I like the care and feeding classes. That's always good. And it's nice if somebody presents about either their totem animal or spirit guide or their god and goddess, just to present, this is Bast. Here's what she is. Here's how to work with her. Here's how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think a class like that would be very interesting if we had 2 or 3 people come together to do that class.
Well, I mean, we could even do like a discussion time.
Sure.
And it could be a podcast,
Oh, yeah.
like, or a segment of it, because I know that some of our members aren't comfortable being on the podcast or on the channel, and that's cool. I would never pressure them, but for those who would, like, if we said, okay, we're going to sit around and we're going to talk about spirit guides and our experiences with them, and we could record those that are interested, and then we could share with the folks
Right.
out there, because as far as like the channel goes, I think we've got, there's a lot of people that are expressing how they're new, they're looking for stuff like book suggestions, they're looking for, I did a tincture video, and someone said, well, I'm a recovering alcoholic and I can't use vodka. So what else, so those types of things. So
menstruums to use to
exactly. So definitely.
Yeah, and we're planning more crafting videos too.
Yeah, we're talking about some other things that we can record
Very
videos of.
excited.
I'll throw in there that I like the hands-on crafts a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I
maybe
think,
we could, when we're going to do a podcast on, maybe we could do that we might do that at Crafty Craft Day.
yeah, we're going to do that at
Yeah.
Crafty Craft Day. Yeah, well, I mean, we have always said that we are crafty witches. And, I think many of us have crafting abilities in multiple fields that, we like doing those types of hands-on things. We like crocheting, we like knitting, we like
Sewing.
making soaps and sewing and stuff like that. So, those are, and we recognize that not everybody necessarily has those interests.
Or
But
skills. 'Cause
right.
Some of that it requires skill. Yeah.
Definitely. So, but yeah. So, okay. So any other thoughts on our time together that we haven't talked about?
It's not long enough.
It's never long enough.
Although I miss my husband.
Yeah.
Yes, because I can remember at one point you wouldn't go more than 24 hours away
No.
from
It's
him.
4 days. It's 4 days. It's 4 days. Because
I
I was
remember
in
trying to get you to go to Salem. You're like, nope, not unless Randy
4 days.
comes.
4 days. Because when I went to Montana when my nephew got married, I was gone a week and it was too long. No, we're still on our honeymoon. We've been married 23 years. And we're
cute
still on
as
our
hell.
honeymoon.
Cute as hell.
we are.
One thing that I would love some feedback on from our listeners, because we are in a pretty unique situation. I don't think we're an exclusive unique situation, but we happen to be a coven of women.
Right.
And that's not by design.
No.
It's just what happened. We are not anti-men or anything like that. But I would be interested to know if there are covens or circles or groups out there that do a weekend getaway like this. How do you work with the different energies of male and female in a setting like this? Because we don't have that expertise or
No,
whatever.
and we just have the house that we're renting, which we should totally plug the place, is 4 bedrooms with however many beds.
There's 6 beds.
And 2 bathrooms. And so we, a lot of us have our own rooms or,
We're all in our own bed for the most part.
except for,
Right.
Oni and her kid. So, she's still a kid, damn it. I don't care if she's
baby,
19.
no matter
She's a
how
kid.
old
She's an adult, but she's still our baby.
But we don't worry about, if we're running around without bras on or running around.
right. Yeah.
Whatever. Somebody needs to share
Wow,
the bathroom.
oversharing there.
I has one on.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that's something we don't worry about is having men in the house and whatever.
No, there's no roosters in this hen house. So I would like to know if someone has done something like that. I'd like to know how do things work out for you.
Well, and I'd also be interested in hearing
did you go
what
away?
you do. Do you do classes? Do you do crafts? Do you do study? What do you do when you go away if you go away? That type of thing. What would you, if you were in the situation and had somebody to go with, what would you want to do when you're on it? Is there a class that you'd want to do? Because we could make that a podcast.
Sure, definitely. So, all right. Well, I think that. Is there anything else you can think of?
No.
All right.
All our usual. Oh, we got to plug the place. So we are staying in Northport, Michigan, in the pinky of the state, and the place is called Sunrise Landing.
Lang House.
Well, we're
Yeah.
at the Lang. We are in the Lang house, but the business is Sunrise. I think it's Sunrise Landing.
Yeah. Let me look
Sunrise
at the.
Landing Motel.
Let me look at the website so we can plug the website.
Right. Owned by a really great couple. They do have a motel that is their main part, and then they also have this house that they rent out as well. So Kathy's looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
looking at-
website.
Well, I'm trying to look to see if the website is plugged on the, which it doesn't seem to be.
Well, I mean, you can look up Sunrise Landing,
Let me see if I
and
can Google it and get it.
it's in Northport.
Northport.
Northport. I get myself confused.
Hold on, I'm almost there. Come on. All right. Sunrise Landing Motel. And I will say that the Wi-Fi, while it works great, is not super, super fast. It is sunriselanding.com.
Yes. It's a great place, great couple.
And the house that we're in is the Lang house, but they also have a motel.
Right.
Which has, I don't know how many rooms.
And we're on the water, right? Well, the motel
motel is on the water.
The motel is on
We're
the
up the
water.
hill.
The house is
Up the hill.
up by the road, but it's super quiet.
We're secluded by the woods.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
right.
great. It's 4 bedrooms. It has a living room. It has the kitchen is a kitchen dining kind of family room area.
There's a bonfire area outside that we're going to use
Yep.
later tonight.
Yeah, there's a screened-in porch, and the room that we're sitting in is a really big room. There's 3 couches, 2 chairs,
Fireplace.
an entertainment center, and a whole wall of books, which we found some very interesting
Books on alchemy.
spiritual,
And
metaphysical
Zen.
books in there. It's just kind of interesting.
Old, from like early 1900s.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's been pretty interesting.
Cool.
So, and it's paneled walls, and then the ceiling is white, but then it has the wood, like
Beams.
tree trunk beams. It's really phenomenal. So we would totally recommend this place to anybody who's interested in Michigan who wants to get away for a weekend.
Definitely. So, all right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us for this episode. If you liked this or learned something from it, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. We would love to hear comments. Like we talked about, if you've got something you'd want to share, please do so in the comment section below, or you can email me at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com.
You know, I feel bad because I'm not giving my email address for them to email me if they have me questions.
Well, I tell you what everybody says.
Yeah, but what if they don't want to tell you? What if they... Never mind.
Oh, my goodness.
So if you want me to know something, make sure that you tell Helen that you want Kathy to answer a question or whatever. Or you can email me at katmcquillan@gmail.com.
All right. So that is it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Did you do the Instagram?
Oh, there's a Heart of the Witches Path Instagram, too.
Somebody's got to keep you.
All right.
right.
Thanks for watching or thanks for listening and for walking the path with us for a little while.
All right, everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye. And until next time, blessed be.